Things are heating up even more in the journals. Julian is already in a panic. Valentine's Day is the day after the century, but that's not the only thing pulling his focus. There's another secret deep inside of him, one he never planned on sharing. Welcome back to the 14th reading in the Wherefore Art Thou Journals series. If you're new here, every Thursday we explore selected passages from Romeo and Julian's private journals, the entries that were never meant for anyone else to read. Before we dive in, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can follow the journey every week. And don't miss our Monday shorts where I share sneak previews of what's coming and extra insights from behind the scenes. Today, we're jumping into the middle of Julian's entry, right at the moment his focus completely shifts. Julian's aunt, JJ's mom, is about to leave for a few months to spend time with her husband in Dubai. That means JJ will be home alone. And while she can absolutely handle herself, something happens on that very first night. Something she never saw coming. Let's find out what happens.
Saturday was packed. I got up at 9 a.m. for the 10 a.m. call, and JJ and I had to get my aunt to the airport by noon. Walking into the house that morning was like stepping into a military operation. JJ and my aunt were frantically packing. She had 2 massive suitcases, a carry-on, a purse, and a backpack. Way too much if you ask me. They were so busy they didn't even notice me standing there for 5 minutes, even as they walked right past me. I gave up and sat at the kitchen island with a glass of water. Eventually, my aunt walked into the kitchen, screamed, and startled me so bad I spilled my water. Apparently, I have ninja-level quietness, but my ninja skills backfired. I got roped into helping pack. When I walked into her room, my jaw hit the floor. Clothes were everywhere. Her suitcases were open on the bed, a complete mess. I knew what was coming. JJ and I would have to reorganize everything. I reminded them about the 10 a.m. call, and they bolted out of the room. I found them in the living room, iPad open, ready to go. I made it downstairs just in time. My uncle's smile when he saw us together was amazing. He looked so happy. Right away he asked how I was doing. Remember how I didn't want to hijack the call? Well, for the first 5 minutes I gave him life updates, minus one big one. Oh, to share that news without judgment would be incredible. But for now, I kept it to myself. Honestly, I don't even think he'd judge. His Dubai project is going well, and they're on schedule. That got a little laugh out of me, which of course made him ask why. I told him my dad probably wishes he could say the same thing. When he asked what I meant, I explained how my dad and Tyler constantly complained about their job, blaming the other company for every problem. My uncle laughed and said that sounds exactly like his brother. Even when my dad's at fault, it's always someone else's problem. That's why they don't work together. My uncle won't put up with my dad's tantrums. He admitted my dad does great work, but dealing with him is too much of a headache. Before the conversation shifted to my aunt and JJ, my uncle asked about the guitar amp. I told him how much I loved it and that I wanted to start recording soon. He promised we'd jam together when he got back, and honestly, I can't wait. Maybe I'll finally share one of my songs and play it with him. He's never heard me sing. Actually, no one has. Anyway, I'm rambling. My uncle wanted to confirm my aunt's flight details. There were no changes, but I totally zoned out, so much so that when he asked me a question, I just went, huh? Turns out he was asking me to keep an eye on JJ while they're gone. I laughed and said JJ can definitely take care of herself. If someone broke in, I'd be more worried for the intruder. My uncle looked so proud. Not that he condones violence, but you get the sentiment. The rest of the call was mostly about JJ. They wanted me to stick around and I agreed to help her if she needed anything. Thankfully, she can cook, so she won't starve. My aunt did prep a ton of meals this week though. The freezer is stocked and the fridge is packed for the next week. She did tell me not to eat everything. Before we knew it, an hour had passed. My aunt still had packing to do, so we ended the call and went back upstairs. Why she hadn't finished packing before this, I'll never know. She's not usually this last minute. Maybe all the meal prepping threw her off. We had to be there for noon, 12:30 at the latest, and the airport was nearly an hour away. That meant packing had to be fast. JJ and I sent my aunt to deal with her passport and documents while we handled the rest. 20 minutes later, we were downstairs loading the car. JJ drove, which meant we got there faster than we probably should have. We pulled up to the departures right at 12:30, parked and helped my aunt with her bags. Thankfully there was no line for check-in, so we got her sorted quickly. Then came the goodbyes. Naturally I cried, it's just what I do. My aunt and JJ kept it together, but I wouldn't let go of her. JJ had to practically peel me off. After they said their goodbyes, we wished her a safe flight and watched her disappear into the terminal. JJ hugged me right after, and I could see her eyes were a little watery. She still handled it way better than I did. Clearly I'm the more sensitive one. She asked if I needed her to bring the car around for me. I rolled my eyes, but she laughed. She always knows how to distract me. As we got in the car, I noticed JJ was quieter than usual. It was sinking in that she wouldn't see her parents for months. We sat in silence in the parking garage for what felt like 20 minutes. Eventually, I had to break it. I reminded her there was a 20-minute limit before we'd have to pay again. She shot me a side glance but cracked a smile. Off we went. Getting back to JJ's house felt weird, knowing my aunt and uncle wouldn't be around. Still, it might be my safe haven while they're gone. I already told JJ I'd hang out there as much as possible, and my parents are fine with it. Maybe this is my chance to see Romeo more often. The only thing is, JJ might notice if I keep sneaking off. Not like she'd think I'm getting into trouble. I don't smoke, do drugs, or even drink, so that's not a concern. Weirdly, I think my parents would be more upset about me being gay than if I was smoking pot or snorting coke. You'd think those things would be worse, but, priorities. I wanted to FaceTime Romeo on Saturday night, but on the way back from the airport, I texted him that I was staying at JJ's. He already knew about the airport trip and was super supportive. He even told me to take care of JJ in case she was feeling down. After we got back, we grabbed something to eat, and I remembered I still had an assignment to finish. Luckily, JJ had homework too, so after eating, we got to work. It took about 4 hours, and by the time we finished, it was dinner. I sent Romeo a photo of us eating. For JJ's privacy, I cropped her head out. Romeo loved it and joked that I should save him some food. As much as I'd love to introduce them, I'm not ready for that yet. I want things to be official first. JJ hadn't expected me to stay over, but I told her I wasn't about to leave her alone on her first night. She gave me this happy, sad look, then hit me with a bear hug. Some days, I forget how strong she is. We debated what to do for the evening. I suggested inviting Maya over, but she couldn't make it, so we had a mini concert instead. I didn't use my actual singing voice, but we belted out a bunch of songs and had the best time. I even sent Romeo a video, still keeping JJ's face out of it, of course. He replied with a gif of someone laughing hysterically and said he loved that I was having fun. After 2 hours of singing, we were completely spent. We crashed on the couch, and just like that, it became a movie night. What did we watch? The Phantom of the Opera. You know, the one with Gerard Butler? Naturally, that led to even more singing. Now, this is where I messed up. It is one of my all-time favorite musicals, and the music of the night is probably my favorite number. It's so powerful and the vocals are insane. When it started, I couldn't help myself. I sang softly at first. Then as the song built, my actual singing voice came out. For the first time, in front of anyone. I got off the couch and went for it, right there in the middle of the family room. Once I started, I couldn't stop. I hit every note perfectly. When the song ended, I opened my eyes to find JJ sitting there, jaw on the floor. I should probably write a full transcript of what happened next, but here's the gist. JJ, Julian, what the fuck was that? I was mortified, probably beet red. JJ, how long have you been hiding the fact that you can actually sing? Before I could answer, again, JJ, what else are you hiding from me? That one was playful, but if she only knew. I was too flustered to answer. She kept firing off questions. Eventually, I admitted I'd been writing songs for a couple of years. Her mind was blown. She immediately demanded to hear one. I froze. I'd never played my songs for anyone before, but she wasn't taking no for an answer. JJ disappeared and came back with her dad's acoustic guitar, plopping it into my lap. That was it. I was about to perform one of my songs for the first time. I racked my brain for something that wasn't too revealing. I had one in mind, but as I started strumming, a completely different song came out. I didn't plan it, it just happened. The song is called Balcony Dreams. It's about longing for freedom, self-discovery, and chasing your dreams. Contemplative, yet hopeful. It's about breaking free from familiarity to embrace who you're meant to be. JJ sat in silence as I sang. Sharing this song and my voice with someone for the first time felt surreal. Here's the first verse. Sitting on the balcony, under the summer sky, thinking about the life and the reasons why. Feels like I've been here for 1,000 years. Got dreams in my heart and no more fears. That's it. That's all I'm sharing.
No, JJ doesn't find out that Julian is gay. But another secret does surface that night. Julian has been writing songs. Some of them are unfinished, just fragments, a few lines scribbled down here and there, but one song is fully complete. And that's the one he sings for her. As part of my own creative process, I actually had to write Julian's songs myself. They become important later in the series, especially in future volumes, through someone you'll meet in Volume 2. I ended up writing an entire album that Julian uses to survive everything he's experiencing in Volume 1. I needed to understand what these songs felt like, what they sounded like, in order to write about them honestly later on. With a little help from AI, and a lot of prompting, rewriting, and revising, I eventually reached a place where I was happy with them sound-wise. These songs aren't for commercial use. They exist purely as part of the creative process, a way to deepen the emotional truth of the story. And I want to share a small piece of that process with you. Here's a short clip from one of Julian's songs, Balcony Dreams.
Sitting on the balcony under the summer sky, thinking about my life and the reasons why. Feels like I've been here for 1,000 years. Got dreams in my heart and no more fears. Life's like a highway with twists and turns. Gotta keep on moving, gotta let it burn. I'm just a dreamer chasing stars in the night, holding on to hope with all my might.
More of Julian's secrets are going to surface very soon. And the closer Valentine's Day gets, the harder it becomes for him to keep everything hidden. If this entry pulled you in, please take a second to like the video. It really helps this series reach new readers. Subscribe if you want to keep following Romeo and Julian's journey as it unfolds, one entry at a time. And let me know in the comments, do you think creativity can protect us, or does it sometimes make us even more vulnerable? And if you want the full story, including everything I don't read here, you can order Wherefore Art Thou Journals Volume 1 through the links in the description or at romeoandjulian.com. Until next Thursday, keep your heart open, your journal close, and your story unfolding.